Because of type 2 diabetes, sugar will linger around in your blood for no apparent reason. Well, there's a reason, right? the reason. So type 2 diabetes actually starts off, for the most part, starts off as your body being insensitive to the insulin that you produce. So for you, you have the pancreas is working all right. Your beta cells, which is the cells that produce insulin, which make the insulin, they are working on producing the insulin all right. But for some reason, when they release the insulin, your body does not see the insulin, or your body becomes resistant to the insulin. So you are insensitive to the insulin that you are making. And I think we should backtrack a little bit. What is insulin? What does the insulin do?
So we can say that it's a form of hormone, right? That is produced by the pancreas, and that work on the glucose in our body. So the insulin is a form of hormone that needs to function to help absorb glucose into your cells.
For your body to work and to clean your blood from excess glucose running around, you have to have the hormone insulin around so that your cells will pick up the glucose that you picked up from your food. So if you don't have working hormone called insulin, then whatever glucose that you eat or you pick up in your gut, your stomach, whatever food you eat, the glucose that is picked up gets stuck in your blood. And high blood glucose is what we call diabetes. So type 2 diabetes is when your insulin, you are producing the hormone insulin all right, like Gifty said, but unfortunately, your cells do not see the insulin as viable insulin. And because of that, you do not pick up the glucose. The glucose is lingering in your blood, and therefore you have high glucose levels in your blood, and therefore you have diabetes. That is what we call type 2 diabetes. That is insulin resistant. So you have to have a working, viable insulin. If you're producing lots of insulin, but that insulin is not working, whether because your body is resistant to it, or for some reason your body is not producing enough, like he said, then in either case, you have type 2 diabetes.
Yeah, so and the cause of the pancreas not able, or the beta cells not able to produce more insulin is not really known. It's not really known. So all that the scientists have found out that people that are not able to absorb the sugar from the bloodstream is because the beta cells are not functioning well, and they are not producing enough insulin, or whatever insulin they are producing is not sensitive enough for the cells to be for the glucose to be absorbed out of the blood.
So two things: you can produce a gallon of insulin, but if your body doesn't feel that is good insulin, it means it's resistant. The insulin you are producing is not working. So that is the first case. And then there can also come to a place, or you can come to a place where your body stops even producing it. So you have less insulin now. In this same case, you have type 2 diabetes. So that is where type 2 diabetes actually comes from. You may have beta cell producing the insulin, but the insulin you are producing is not effective, or you are resistant to it. And we are going to explain why sometimes you become resistant to your own insulin, and that leading to you not even producing at all. Because kind of like antibiotics, right? If you take lots of antibiotics, take every disease you are prescribed antibiotics, every disease you are prescribed antibiotics, every disease you have prescribed antibiotics. A time comes that your body sees antibiotics, is like, oh, this thing, I know it, I'm not going to let it do anything. Or actually, it's not your body, the bacteria that you are fighting, we say that this thing, I know it, I'm not going to make it, do anything to me. So you become resistant to the antibiotic. In the same way, if your body produces the insulin and your cells don't see that it's good, or your cells become resistant to it, at some point, your body is like, you can produce all you want, this is not going to do anything. And so it may even end up stopping the production. And so that is how you end up with type 2 diabetes.
It's mostly found in adults.
Yes.
It's mostly found in adults. Unlike the type 1, which is mostly with children or young adults, this one is mostly in adults. But of late, I think it's been discovered that some kids, some children are being diagnosed with type 2 diabetes. And I think because of the way the lifestyle and the kind of diet that is available for most kids, children are being found out that they also have type 2 diabetes.
And we are going to show why when we get to the risk factors. It's going to be more apparent why children these days are getting more diagnosed with type 2 diabetes when it only used to be in adults. And even in adults, it used to be only rich people. We were talking about it, right?
Yes.
It used to be rich people, especially in some communities. They said, oh, sugar disease is for the rich. But now it doesn't matter who you are. You could be an adult, you could be rich or poor. As a matter of fact, it's affecting more poor people now. And also children are getting affected because of the risk factors that we are going to look at in a few more slides. Because of type 2 diabetes, sugar will linger around in your blood for no apparent reason. Well, there's a reason, right?